everyone, and welcome to my channel. In my last video, I showed you the majority of materials you need to customize a doll. This video is part 1 of the basics to doll repainting. I will also be making myself as a doll, so I will be adding all of my tattoos as well as beauty marks and all the things that make me, me. So without further ado, let's get artistic and see what comes from my mind today. For my mini-me, I used a combination of a Monster High Frankenstein head and a Monster High Cleo Denial body. The first thing I did was use my 2-part epoxy sculpt to add a bigger bust to the body. I wanted to add wider hips as well, but wasn't confident enough in my sculpting skills. Using my fingers and a silicone tool, I shaped the chest and molded it to the form I want. If the clay gets too sticky, use a spray bottle to spritz some water and moisten up the clay. Doll repainting is a very popular hobby among a variety of artists, many of which are here on YouTube. In a nutshell, doll repainting is where you take a doll such as a Monster High or Barbie and strip the doll to its bare base. Then turn the doll into a one-of-a-kind piece of art. That is why you'll see many doll repainters on Instagram using the hashtag OAK, meaning one of a kind. This doll is actually my 3rd attempt at making my mini-me. I originally used an Anna doll from the Wreck-It Ralph Pajama Party doll line, but I didn't like how she came out. The body felt wrong and the joints were too stiff, so I switched to the Monster High body and I like it a lot more. After sculpting, I need to paint the chest and head to match the skin tone. For this, I used my airbrush machine and Citadel Color airbrush paint. I reduced the paint just a little with airbrush paint thinner for a more even coating. I made an airbrush station out of an old box and hung the body on a hook, and the head was put on a wooden dowel. I painted in a few small layers to build up color. I didn't mention my airbrush in the materials video because it's more of a luxury item. If you don't want to invest in an airbrush, the same thing can be achieved with several layers of watered down acrylic paint. Now it's time for body blushing. Using soft pastels and brushes, I blush the joints and natural curves of the body. Using a mixture of pinks, oranges, and browns, I add realism and bring life to the body and head. Real skin has all kinds of color fluctuations, so blushing the doll can really bring it to life and give you that realism and special touch you're looking for. Good places to blush are the wrist, elbow, and shoulder joints, as well as around the contours of the body, such as the breast, collarbone, and middle of the back. For the face, I did much of the same blushing I did with the body, but added more pinks on the cheeks and reds on the lips, as well as starting the eyebrows with some brown pastels. Now that the head and body match, it's time to add some personal touches. Since I have a variety of tattoos all over my body, that is where I'll start. I use watercolor pencils that are only slightly darker than my skin tone, and I lightly sketch in all of my tattoos. I used a soft pad on my desk, that's that red thing you see in the background, so that none of my drawing rubs off. While drawing all my tattoos, I have reference photos of them on my phone to look at. Some of my tattoos are fairly detailed, so I actually simplified them on the doll. The footage you're seeing now is actually from my first draft. That's why the doll looks different, and I'm a little disappointed I had to start over because I think the tattoos on this doll looked better than the ones I have now. But I knew that if I didn't remake the doll and have a more accurate body and face shape, I would have never forgiven myself. I have a total of 14 tattoos, so sketching all of them in took a while. I wanted to portray them as accurately as possible, but also simplify them to fit a smaller scale. Something I do as an artist is design all of my tattoos. Each and every one of my tattoos were personally designed. I would then walk into the tattoo studio and the artist and I would make something that is both my design and something that will flow well with my body. After I'm done with the light sketches, I spray the whole body with Mr. Super Clear and wait the 30 minutes until I start drawing again. I start adding layers of color, working on one part of the body at a time to decrease the chances of smearing. After the color is nice and locked in, I add the black outline to give them the sticker-like quality many of my tattoos have. I love designing my tattoos because it feels like a point of pride to me as an artist to display my art for the public to see, essentially turning myself into my own art gallery. I am by no means done getting tattoos either. I have at least 4 more designs planned out. In fact, in between filming and recording this voiceover, I got a dragonfly tattoo added to my shoulder. As I gain more tattoos, so shall my mini-me. So if you notice her changing in the future, know that it is intentional. Alright, here is all of my body tattoos. They took about 8 hours and 4 layers of MSC total to complete, including the wait time between sprays. Part 2 will be out soon. In that video, I will show you the face-up process as well as the hair and clothes. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions of future videos you want to see, leave them in the comments below. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!